What is up, good people? Private Eye Russ here. Welcome to the Private Eye Russ podcast. Today we're going to be doing a reaction video to one of my good friends here, Coach Greg Adams. We don't know each other. I've never spoken to the man in person before. However, he's still one of my homies. He puts out great content on a regular basis. This is from the pre-agent lifestyle. Like, subscribe, share. Subscribe to his channel, subscribe to mine, like, share, do all that good YouTube stuff. He puts out incredible information with a lot of insight on a daily basis. And when I saw this subject, I had to react to it. I did tell him I was going to react to this just because this is a subject I cover on a regular basis. He's going to be talking about how her past will haunt you. Okay? Oh boy, this is going to be a good one. So if you need a licensed private investigator, like I said, I run and own and operate a licensed private investigative agency. I am a licensed private investigator right here in the state of Florida. I can operate anywhere in the country, however. Everything from corporate investigations, from theft of material, embezzlement, intellectual property, criminal defense investigations with an emphasis on false grape allegations, close to 20 of those successfully investigated. Litigation support. I've worked more than 85 homicides here in the state of Florida alone on the litigation support side of negligent security cases. Corporate theft investigations, again, which I already mentioned, but also corporate due diligence cases, And so, but then finally, and this is what we're going to get to right here, is one thing I've been getting a lot of calls for are long-term relationship or marriage investigations. So if your spouse or prospective spouse has information that they think might disqualify them in your estimation to qualify for a long-term relationship or even marriage, oftentimes they will hide these things from you. And it's something that should be disclosed, a lot of these things, but they're not. I've uncovered some really horrifying details for both, about both men and women, that if people knew about these things before they got married, they probably would not have gotten married. But whether they accept it or not, if you engage my service with one of these investigations, you get a look into this person's past, which will give you the best indicator or predictor of their future behavior. But at least one way or the other, you have the ability to make an informed decision, which is all any of us should ever ask for. Pay a little bit of money on the front end, save yourself a lot of trouble on the back end and possible expense. Anyway, so fair use. This is Coach Greg Adams. Let's see what he has to say, and we are going to be starting and stopping and that sort of thing just to react.
At the spectrum, and the spectrum is essentially a time where most women, I would say 60%, 70, 80% of women live a different life than the men live. Like, women don't live their lives kind of working and toiling to become. They're kind of given what they got, and they're also given immunity to make decisions and bad mistakes and live their lives and do whatever they want. They can be whores, they can start OnlyFans, they can be nuns, they can be geeks, they can be bookworms, they can actually have a mixed hodgepodge of the two. But they're told that they can live a certain life and make mistakes and that people are going to overlook them. There's always a guy that's going to overlook it. And so they'll target the guy that's going to.
100% true. What I found is that there are guys out there that will say, okay, I don't care if she was an OnlyFans model. I've seen guys that didn't care that their wives or girlfriends were meth 304s or streetwalkers or whatever it might be. I know guys that have married women that were actually drug dealers and criminals. I know a guy who married a woman that had been convicted of murder. And so, but at least this way, with a proper vetting investigation, pre-relationship investigation, you have the ability to make an informed decision one way or the other. Fair use.
To be willing to overlook it. Oh, I got a guy over here and I'll get a guy like that and the guy will always come save me. So what do? There's no consequences or repercussions to their actions. So they live a certain way, and then later on, they'll change it. I've grown up, I've matured. Now, men do the same thing, but we're normally penalized by this. Like, we went to jail. There's a penalty for that, right? We were a man whore. We have kids out of wedlock, child support. There's typically a penalty for it. Or the women will do it. They will have this, and they will have multiple abortions and multiple sexual partners, and they will go on OnlyFans, and they will do all these things. They'll date Pookie. They'll fucking do drug runs with drug dealers. They'll do this shit. I've had several.
I had a case where, and I think I made a video about it. If I didn't, I will. Where an attorney was close to marrying a woman that had two children. Yes, I know. She already had two children. Now, he'd been divorced before. And so, his partner urged him to have me look into her past and her present. And we did. And what we found was some shocking information about her past that ultimately, and he still almost married her, even with this. But the fact that she rejected the prenuptial agreement was the determining factor. Right? Because if you have business partners, now all of a sudden a person you didn't sign up to do business with might have ownership or part ownership of your business, and so partners do have a say. And so once again, and this is for everybody. This is not just for wealthy individuals. This is for anyone. If you want to know what your prospective spouse or long-term relationship partner with, or the future mother of your children, the individual you marry is entitled to half of your fortune, your property, and your children. So you've got to make that decision right as best you can. Anyway, fair use.
Several women that have told me over the last 20-something years that they used to run drugs for guys. I was like, what? And they still know this guy. This is why your past will haunt them. She still talks to this guy. You might even find out while you were in a relationship with her, she still runs drugs for him, or she recruits for that guy. All right? I've had several women the last few years tell me this. So these are things that she still, these are guys she still texts. She won't tell you their relationship. Oh, it was just an ex. It's just a boyfriend. It was just nobody. I don't really like him. But she's still doing activities for them. She's still working behind the scenes. She's still keeping it up. She used to be, that was her pimp. That was her pimp back in the day. Yeah. And she used to.
That happens. We've actually uncovered that, where a woman had an actual pimp that was, literally working her, and dude married her years later. And it turned out that, and I'll tell the story one of these days, it turned out that she was still sleep with this guy and still turn tricks for him from time to time. Even though her husband made great money, she didn't need the money. She would help him out, quote unquote, because when he needed money, he'd reach out to her, hey, can you help me? Can you help me turn some tricks? And he would set her up, and she would work for him, all while she was supposed to be hanging out with friends or on trips with her parents, visiting her mom and all the rest of the stuff. And this dude had no idea. This went on for years until we uncovered it. And, by that time, he was years and years into a marriage. Thankfully, he didn't have children. But, when he did finally pull the ripcord on this, because this is unacceptable, obviously, this is not what he signed up for. And, she didn't look like a crack 304, which was what her thing was, cocaine, which we uncovered a bunch of arrests for possession, distribution, of cocaine, as well as prostitution. And so, you put two and two together and you get four, and it comes up with crack 304. And if he had done some work on the front end, an investigation in the front end, he would have saved himself a ton of trouble on the back end. Anyway, fair use. Coach Greg is 100% correct as usual and on fire as usual. Shout out to Coach Greg.
Still might find other girls for him. Oh, I know a girl. She might text him real quick. Here's a girl, and she likes to get pimped out. Right, but it's just a friend to you. So you won't really understand the relationship. It was just a coworker. It was just a coworker. He was a coworker. I worked with him 8 jobs ago. Right, so the spectrum is real. They won't give you the real understanding of who this person is. He was a coworker, but he was a coworker she was fucking while she was married to this dude. You won't get the whole story. You won't get the whole story. And yes, he still works for them. You'll find out that, I haven't met with him in 5 months, 8 years. And then you'll find out they met up last week.
And again, he's right on. Again, I'm a licensed investigator. This is what we do for a living. But we had a very recent case where we found out that a woman was regularly meeting with her ex-boyfriend. I've said this before. I posted this on X. Ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, ex-lovers, dudes that they had on the side, or the guys that they tell you not to worry about, their friends, their guy friends, they will almost always have access to her body. If she's had sex with them before, fun bedroom activity with them before, they will have access to their body later on, even while you're in the middle of a relationship. Women have a strange way of justifying things, and they won't consider it cheating because they've had sex before. So in their mind, if they've had sex once with the guy, they've had sex 1,000 times. It's the same thing. They haven't had sex with anybody new, and so they don't consider it cheating. Anyway, fair use.
You'll find out they met up last week. Why you didn't tell me that? I didn't think it was that important. So we do have to understand that this type of shit happens, and when you don't ask tough questions, you get exploited.
It's not even about questions. You can ask the questions all you want. A lot of times people with really negative pasts will lie. Very rarely will people tell you a lot of the bad stuff they've gotten into. The best way to do is find documented information. You can ask a woman about her past. Most of these women will lie about their past, or they'll say that their past shouldn't matter, and they'll gaslight you and say that you're being insecure and all the rest of the stuff, and most of you guys will be intimidated and back away, even though you shouldn't. You should know what's going on. But even if they do tell you something, they're not going to tell you everything, and you have a right to know everything. If you think women are not vetting you and digging into your past, you gentlemen are mistaken. Women will put together dossiers about you. I had a woman once when I used to do the dating app thing. When I first got separated, I'm divorced now. When I first got separated, I did the dating app thing. Biggest waste of time, dating apps, man. Holy smokes. I did meet women on dating apps, but you got to go through so many, and most of them have fake pictures. I've met women that were close to 200 pounds heavier than their pictures showed them to be. But I had one woman talking to on the phone, never even met her. She said, well, okay, is it okay if you give me the phone number for your ex so I can talk to her to see what kind of relationship you have? What are you crazy? You moron? Get away from me. And so they make these really unreasonable requests, and I was like, man, get out of here, and she was like, well, how come no guys will submit to that? What are you crazy? And I was like, look, man, have a good day, goodbye, good luck. And the dating apps are a big waste of time. If you're on those, you're wasting your time. You're better off meeting women in the wild, out in the open, where they can't lie to you about who they are. But women put together files on men, so you guys got to stop doing the YOLO thing. Anyway, fair use. And I'm probably not going to react to the whole video, just part of it, just to emphasize my point and to plug my business, obviously, of course, not because it's what I do for a living. So anyway, privateinvestigatorruss.com, Russ at privateinvestigatorruss.com if you need one of these pre-purchase inspections for your long-term relationship partner. Anyway, fair use.
You get exploited. So here's an example of this. We have this woman right here. Oh, and she'll say she's a Christian and all that stuff. We know religious. This is a woman that says, before Christ and after Christ, I wasn't supposed to make it. I didn't expect to see 18, let alone 20. All I can do is thank God and thank him again. As you can see, this woman got a rocket launcher. And, right, she's going to have a lot of rocket launchers and pocket rockets. But as you can see, she was 18. She didn't expect to see 22. If she saw 22, she's shocked. Oh, I made it to 22. I made it to 25. I made it to 30. But that doesn't mean her past is going to come with it. You're supposed to overlook all of this. This is the stuff that she's going to say it was before you, so it doesn't count. Let's go ahead and play the video here. You do see a lot of women making this particular video. All right, so this is her before Christ, going to jail, stripping, taking Plan B, sleeping all day, getting locked up. All right, right there, showing that ass, middle finger, tongue out, Jezebel spirit, tattoo on the leg. All right.
Okay, maybe can someone explain this to me? Why do women always stick their tongues out in pictures? I don't get it. It's not attractive. It's not a good look. It doesn't look good. Can someone explain that to me in the, like, comment, share, but put in the comment section why women do this picture. Women, maybe some of you can explain why you guys do this with the tongue out. I don't understand it. I really sincerely don't understand it. Anyway, fair use. But he's completely right about how these really negative pasts, women can do a complete 180. The problem is that a lot of those behaviors in the past, like he says, his title in the video, will come back to haunt you. I wrote something about the 304 phase. There is no such thing as a phase. It might go into remission for a while, but the 304 phase will come back. And if you want to know what this woman was up to before, and she was a 304, at least you understand that there is a likelihood that that 304 behavior will rear its ugly head in the future while she's with you. And again, you want to know this up front. You don't want to find this out later. Fair use.
Ass out, Pookie, fucking, all right, rap
nails.
studio, drug money. All right, there she is on stage right there, and there she is in the drug video right there, drug money in hand, Pookie right there standing next to her. There's Pookie again. All the niggas that fuck, right? All the guys that were her exes that she still talks to. Oh, yeah. And there she is right there. This is before Christ right here. And, of course, she's going to wash them sins away and be... There's Pookie again. She's going to wash all the... There's a lot of Pookies. I got a lot of male friends. Don't worry about them, though. And they all ran trains on her. All right? And now, guess what?
100% correct. Look, women that have a lot of male friends, just avoid them, guys. Avoid them. Some of those dudes have had access to her body, maybe all of them. I've actually worked on cases where all of a woman's guy friends and guy coworkers, everybody got a piece of this woman. And that's happened more than once. Odds are, just don't trust it. Men that are hanging around women, men and women aren't really friends. One or the other wants to sleep with the other. That's just a reality. People will tell you that that's insecure. Again, stop being afraid of being called insecure. It's not insecure. It's based on just a lot of examples, many examples of the same thing taking place. Stay away from this stuff, man. Avoid women like that like the plague, man. They are nothing but trouble.
All my sins are washed away. I've been redeemed.
So I wonder if this is one of those born-again virgin ceremonies. You guys heard about that, where God will restore the coochie to like new, kind of like you buy a certified pre-owned Mercedes, where they do the 125-point inspection and they restore this and gaskets. I mean, I guess God is restoring their gaskets to like new, I guess. And I'm not even making it up. There is a born-again virgin ceremony that people go through, and supposedly they're saying that God has restored their coochies. And then they'll try to push that single mom of 12 kids onto you dudes that are still going to church.
I've been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Filled with the Holy Ghost I am.
Who told Coach Greg he could sing, man? I don't get this, man. Shout out to Coach Greg. We love you, Coach Greg, but I don't know, brother. Anyway, fair use.
All my sins are washed away. I've been redeemed. Well, my past was before you, so it shouldn't matter.
But it does.
Now, she ain't going to tell you all this shit. She ain't going to tell you she was that bad. She ain't going to tell you that was that bad. She'll tell you, I was out here, it was siding. I was out here. It was lit every weekend. And you're going to find out that she make appointments for niggas. And, she set guys up to get her friend hookers and all of this shit. Right? All of this shit. But, of course, when she shows up for you at 27, 28, and she grows up out of it.
And that's you.
And there's no tread left on those tires by the time you get them when they live this kind of life. And it's not just the physical damage that you want to know about. It's the mental and emotional damage. The more women are out and about like that, they become numb to life. This is not a woman that will ever be able to give herself to you completely because she's given away so many pieces of herself. This is why a woman's past matters, even though people will tell you that it doesn't and it shouldn't matter. And if you care about it, you're being insecure. At the end of the day, if you are joining yourself with someone in the bonds of not holy matrimony, because people don't really care about that. It's about the contract with the state. So it's not even holy matrimony. It's unholy matrimony when you sign that devilish contract with the state. This person has access to everything that you own. They have access to you on a regular basis. They have access to your children, theoretically, on a regular basis. Your house, your money, your peace of mind. Think of how important those things are. And if you don't know what this individual was really like, many women will change their behavior and change their appearance in order to reel a guy in. They know that nobody wants to marry a 304. So they won't act like a 304 in front of you. They'll put up the front, long enough for you to say, oh, I found the one. And they'll love bomb you, maybe sex bomb you, or probably love bomb you and withhold sex to make you just want to get married that much more so you can get some of those Skittles. Meanwhile, she is an empty vessel inside. This young lady is an empty vessel. She's done. And so these fake ceremonies in churches and these fake preachers and these fake churches talking about she's been restored. Look, guys, okay, you buy that nonsense if you want. Do I believe in God? Yes, I do. Do I believe in most of the fake stuff that a lot of these guys are preaching about God? No. Most of it is not even based on what's in the Bible. It's just based on things that they can charge. These ceremonies cost money a lot of times. Oh, you want to get you want to be a born again virgin and get your coochie restored. That'll be $749.99, but there's a special going on right now for only $649.99 if you act now. Stop buying this nonsense, guys. Anyway, fair use.
There it is right there. But all these niggas, one of these days, these niggas gonna rob your house. Why? Because she still talks to them, and then when your ass take her on vacation, these niggas gonna rob your house. Yes.
Technically, it's burgle, but he's making a point. Good point. Fair use. Shout out to Coach Greg. Just messing with you.
They're gonna rob your fucking house because she knows, and she reckless, and she's still in contact with these niggas, and she gonna give enough information for these niggas to come to your spot and shake you down. Because them guys ain't changed. She's the only one that changed. But now she done been delivered. There she is. All my sins are washed away. I've been redeemed. And they washed away now. She gonna suck somebody's dick tonight, too, after getting baptized. Yes.
I'm laughing just because, look, one of the jobs I had years ago, I've done a lot of executive protection work. I was head of security for a very large congregation for a prominent religious leader. I won't go into the names or anything like that. And boy, oh boy, the stories I'm going to tell in the future about some of the stuff I've seen in churches, holy smokes, guys. I'm laughing because he's right on. Oh my God, dude. Anyway, shout out to Coach Greg. Fair use.
I've had that happen. A woman get baptized and then she's sucking my dick later. It happens. It happens, guys. Just because they say they doing this, it just means they're washing this away for the Lord of Jesus Christ. All right, but it don't wash it away for you.
Nope.
It don't wash it away for you. Just because she can get up there, now she's clean.
Even still,
her girl.
Look at her eyes. Those eyes are dead. That's what you guys have to learn how to spot, those dead, soulless eyes. Okay? People call it the 1,000 you-know-what stare. And again, it's easy for me to see just because this is just how my mind is geared. I have a talent for seeing and understanding people's secrets. And sometimes it's a little bit of a curse because I see things that I don't want to see sometimes about people that didn't hire me, but this is just part of what I go through. But look at her eyes, man. Her eyes are dead. Dead eyes.
Era, whatever era the fuck they want to come up with. Now she's in her feminine. You see, she's dressed up, but hey, she still got the big hooker earrings on. Once a hoe, always a hoe. The bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. All right. But now she's clean. Look. All right. Now she ain't like that no more. Oh, now she got a little boyfriend and they dressing up and this nigga taking her out to nice dinners.
This dude, some of my Latino homies out in California would call him an Edgar. Other guys would call him a Klondike. Look at him. Oh, man, I got my girlfriend. We so cool. Okay. All right, dude.
All right, and then he think he got a good woman. I got me a good girl, coach. My girl would never. And she also looks pregnant. Okay? And guess who impregnated her? After five early terminations of pregnancy. All right? She done deleted her OnlyFans, deleted them niggas out the phone, all of that. Blocked them and put them as a pizza delivery spot. Yep, she's healing. She's done healed, and she a changed woman. And
the coochie has been restored, delivered. Some of these women are so run through, man. You guys will throw your back out, expecting resistance and meeting none. You know what I'm talking about. Fair use.
If he ever investigate this skeezer and call her out for it. He's the problem. He's just insecure. You can't handle a woman. There he is right there. Pookie Glocktavius. Oh, I love you. Kissing. She got her hair hat on. Shout out to Toddy Sotomayor. Look, all the skeezer is gone. Skeezer gone.
Eyes are
Skeezer
still dead.
Gone. Okay?
Eyes are dead. Look at those dead eyes. There's nothing left, man. She's an empty vessel. She has nothing left to give you. You will never, ever actually have her heart, soul, or body, really, because everyone has chipped off pieces and she's given them away to so many people. There's nothing left for you.
She didn't gain weight, all of that. She no longer a little slimmy. Now she chunky. All right, she done got a little chunk. All right, there she is. Oh, look at that. Look at that. See, this is when we normally meet women. We meet them like this. Oh, I grew up. I put my past behind me. I done found the Lord. All right, all this shit. And look at them, all right? You in your monkey simp suit. You in your monkey simp suit thinking you found a good one. I found a good one. I don't know how she...
All right, first and foremost, well, there's nothing wrong with the suit. The jacket is too long. Why the hell is he wearing a gold tie with a black shirt and a black suit? Some of you brothers in the hood have to learn how to wear suits. I have some videos about wearing suits and how to dress properly. This is not the way. Be curious to see what type of shoes he's wearing. If you're wearing flat front shoes or square-toed shoes, gaiters or whatever they're called, they're inappropriate. Don't wear them unless you happen to be a pimp or Steve Harvey. Don't dress like this. Anyway, fair use.
He was out here at 29 just being all good. Look at that shit.
And that's you.
He a changed man. He gonna roll the dice on his legacy with that schizoid. Yep. And she trying to clean himself up and be a better man. He trying to get rid of them 2 felonies so he don't get a third. Now she's all covered up from head to fucking toe, all the way to the ankles.
Yeah, jacket's way too long. Anyway, so, and again, I won't go any further than that, but knowing a woman's past is incredibly important, especially in this day and age where women will have OnlyFans accounts, other online things, arrests, so many different things that men have no clue about when they get married. I recently conducted an investigation, a pre-engagement investigation. The guy was going to propose, but one of his associates said, "Hey, call Russ, Private Eye Russ, that's me, or send him an email at russ@privateinvestigatorruss.com or privateinvestigatorruss@gmail.com and ask him to look into her past." She specific that he did ask her questions. Hey, have you ever done any OnlyFans or any video stuff or things like this? And when I started looking into her, she did delete her OnlyFans, but we still found a trace of her OnlyFans. And obviously, this was a big no-no for him. It was a stop sign. Then we found more things, and things just started piling up and piling up and piling up. And she turned out to have quite the past. And, she had a lot of really ghetto and criminal associates from when she was younger that she grew up with that this gentleman never knew about. And so if your girl is hanging out with a bunch of ghetto dudes, thug dudes, rappers, if your girl is hanging out with rappers, she's lost. She's lost. Just leave her alone. She is for the streets. Avoid her like the plague, because for her to hang out with those dudes, she's had to give it up to pretty much that rapper, and he has shared her with his whole crew. That's just how that world goes, guys. If she's not getting shared around, she wouldn't be hanging out with them. So, again, fair use. Shout out to Coach Greg. I won't react to the whole video, just that beginning side. Subscribe to Coach Greg Adams. Like, share, subscribe to me. Like, share these videos. Make a comment. Comment down in the comment section below if you need help. Again, privateinvestigatorruss@gmail.com. Russ at private, privateinvestigatorruss.com. Alternatively, you can send me a direct message on X, and I will take care of you for all your investigative needs. Anyway, this is your boy, Private Eye Russ. This has been the Private Eye Russ podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I will be back with more. Stay tuned. We are going to keep going down the rabbit hole and bring you guys up to speed over and over and over again as much as we need to until men everywhere have a better understanding of what they're up against.